So I went to the Missiology lectures at Fuller Seminary. I graduated from Fuller Seminary, by the way, Master Divinity. Not many people know me because, well, I don't want to go into that. Of course, a lot of people that I was there with at the time aren't there anymore. Most of them move on. I'm still here in L.A. A lot of the seminary students are from all over the world. And so once they're done, they go back to where they came from. Not all, but most. Of course, I'm from here, sort of. Actually, partially from here, partially from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I went to Calvin Seminary too. I transferred from Calvin to Fuller Seminary back when Richard Mao was still president. I came in, and at the time Peter Wagner was still teaching, almost at his very end. Maybe I took his last class that he taught. Audited. I didn't take it for credit. And that was the time when Kraft was still here too, among others. Smedes was still there. He actually died shortly. I think it was while I was still there. I think he had a accident while he was hanging a Christmas tree light or something and died. And Van Ingen. And Ingen was there. I don't know, maybe he's still there. I had Golden Gay also for class, and a guy named Hammer, I think it was, for pastoral care class. I think he was just a visiting professor. Hansen was there. Schuster. Now, I didn't see any of those professors hanging around there. Last year I was here for the missiology lecture. I saw Mao. I think he actually spoke. And but I didn't see Mao this year. And so the professors, the speakers, were all professors from various universities around the United States. I think mostly American. I don't know. Well, maybe, yeah, I think so. And they all, in the theme this year was about so-called whiteness. Decentering whiteness was one speech. Another one was, can white people be saved? And most of the speakers were non-whites, but there were a few whites. And so I just sat and listened, and some of the speakers really got going, and in the crowd at times it seemed like there were some who were really kind of cheering on these professors, sort of like you hear at a black church, so-called black church. I don't like saying white and black churches, but sometimes you have to, because it's the only way to quickly describe some of these places. So-called black church, when you hear, people in the audience saying, "Amen, preach it," it was kind of like that. And when they would make a point, some of them would stand up. And so it kind of felt like that kind of sermon, almost like a rally, and against whites. It seemed almost like an anti-white kind of thing going on for a little while there, which bothered me. I don't mind them analyzing how whiteness and Christianity seems to be fused, as one of them says, the fusion of whiteness and Christianity, whiteness and missions. That's because most of the Christianity came out of Europe. I mean, that's where most of the churches were, and missionaries came out of England mostly, and then they came out of the United States. And the United States was developed by white Europeans. So it's going to be white people. That doesn't make it bad. White is not bad. That's the problem. They kept making it seem like white is bad. If it was all, let's say Christianity developed in Africa, and all the original Christians were black, and they were the ones who started doing missionary work to England and to the United States. So they're sending them to the white countries, black missionaries to white countries. Would we be saying, oh, that's so bad that Christianity is started as a black thing? No, we're just happy that it started, whether it started as white or black, or if white did more for the church and more missionizing and evangelizing, so that just means whites did more. I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get it. I sat there a lot of the time not getting what they're trying to say. And they would say, that's because you're white. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I have to do like that. There's that book, Black Like Me, where a white man dyed his skin black and tried to experience what it's like to be a black person. Maybe that's what you got to do. I don't know. But also I think for some it's a cop-out. You can blame everything on the fact that you're not white. It's a cop-out for some. Not for all. I know there's some problems and there's some biases, but especially here in Los Angeles, I think where whites are actually the minority, I don't think you can, most of these speakers were coming from other parts of the United States, so their experiences